Good day to you one and all. It is I, Justin Hawkins, and this is Justin Hawkins Rides Again. I've been looking forward to filming this episode because there's something that I've often said has been missing from the music trade for a good number of years. I would say since about 2003, 2004, we haven't had rock stars that are prepared to come out and kick the hornet's nest, put their head in the lion's mouth and tell the uncomfortable truth to the established folk of our culture, and everyone's just been really polite. But now we're seeing the return of the feuds. There's some brilliant stuff unfolding between Matty Healy of the 1975 and Youngblood, and I'm going to show you bits of that and talk about why it's cool and what it means, and just celebrate it really, because it's for the first time I'm excited about feuds. It's brilliant. First time in 20 years. Justin Hawkins rides again. Matty Healy recently posted an Instagram story mimicking Youngblood, and the video came directly after he posted another video from Youngblood's current tour, where he's sort of sitting and pontificating about life on an old-looking toilet, not dissimilar to something that Matty does in his shows. And he captioned it with, "I'm sorry, I feel a bit responsible."
If you consider that...
This is a bit of the 1975 show. You can see it's kind of like there's a spiral staircase in there, and the whole set just looks more like a posh house, I suppose, than what you traditionally expect to see when you go to an arena show.
It's not really acting, is it? If you you don't act, if you just do the thing. I mention it because look, there's me on the TV. That's what I'm talking about. If you make a show that's about the paradox between doing this and then being by yourself and being like a man and being single, and then you do that show.
We dropped in the fact that you're single. The people in the audience love that stuff, I bet.
Is it really acting? Who knows? How impressive is it?
And there he is smoking on the stage. And I think Matty Healy has made smoking cool again. And I know smoking isn't cool, by the way, kids. You shouldn't be doing it. And I'm a 47-year-old man. I know this, and I've smoked enough cigarettes for it to be foolish for me to smoke another one. But when I see Matt doing it, I'm like, oh, that looks delicious, that does. Cut to the Youngblood version of this. Still smoking on stage, but in a much less sexy way. It's actually put me off cigarettes, this.
Your pain is ended. Reluctantly and riddled with fear, Elle took a rattled breath and spoke last. "I wish this place never existed," they said. "But that will not save you," replied the smiling demon. "You will still hate what you see in the mirror. Your bad thoughts will still take you down." "I know," replied Elle. "Now,
Anyway, Youngblood berated Matty for appearing on the Adam Friedland podcast, and in this podcast, the host and Matty ended up discussing a female artist or female artists, women and people of different ethnicities in a way that many people found unacceptable. For example, mimicking accents and saying that women's periods are ruled by the moon. Youngblood said, "Love listening to three privileged white dudes sit around and objectify a young black female artist who's blowing up. Welcome to your 30s, I guess." And 14,500 people agreed with that. But the thing is, both Youngblood and Matty Healy are the kind of love 'em or hate 'em Marmite types. And people are often saying that Matty should be cancelled for the things that he's said and done. And I'm not here to judge those things. I mean, I'm not even aware of most of those accusations. But I know that a lot of people find both Matty Healy and Youngblood insufferable. So what do they represent, and why do they irritate people so much? Youngblood is a punk, and I deliberately use inverted commas there, but very much operating in the pop sphere. Matty Healy is a rock star with the persona of a stereotypical problematic male rock star, and now they're confronting each other and each revealing the potential hypocrisy in each other's personas. which is what it's all about. It's the whole point. This is, at last, there's something meaty to get our teeth into, and I just love the way they're playing it out. What's the whole point of these feuds is to reveal, isn't it? I mean, not just to point out the flaws in the other artists' arguments, but also their audience. You know, the idea is to broaden your horizons a little bit and have a look at this these two brilliant men having a go at each other. The trickster's role in society and mythology. The trickster is a mischievous or roguish figure in myth or folklore who typically makes up for physical weakness with cunning and subversive humour. The trickster alternates between cleverness and stupidity, kindness and cruelty, deceiver and deceived, breaker of taboos, and creator of culture. We're all sort of walking around performing roles and trying to do that in the correct way and hiding what's going on, especially when it comes to the sort of delicate or taboo subjects. And that, I think that it makes it really difficult to have nuanced conversations about things that people are passionate about, you know, because you're trying to tiptoe around everyone, and everyone's sort of, I don't know, they're so conflict shy that nobody says anything to upset anybody else, and basically nothing gets done. I think it creates a culture vacuum, actually. I think it's just like everybody's just being nice all the time. This is why I said we haven't seen anything like this for the last 20 years. And, you know, there haven't been rock stars that are sort of challenging each other and saying stuff that would upset each other. Everyone's just saying, I mean, on New Year's Eve, I know some of you will remember I went and sang on the BBC's Sam Ryder show. And I was walking around with my dear friend Andy, who's been my tour manager for the last 20 years. And everybody was sort of saying to us, oh, hey, it's really nice of you to come down. Oh, so pleased that you could do this. Oh, how are you doing? Yeah. Oh, it's wonderful. And like different people's tour managers thanking the other tour managers. And I was looking at Andy and it occurred to us that when we started doing this, it wasn't like that. It was basically a fight. Like the old school tour manager is the guy with the cricket bat that's going to defend you and make sure that you get the almonds or avocados or whatever it is that you need to be able to perform. And nowadays, everyone just walks around thanking each other and saying nice stuff. Anyway, the trickster lifts up the veil, causes a stir, and it creates a dialogue to break that sort of delicate layer of conformity that builds up as societies evolve. And it takes people like Matty Healy and people like Youngblood to actually get those conversations going, you know. Let's have a little look at Matty's impersonation of Youngblood.
Yeah, right, guys, I'm so fucking angry because someone's blown themselves up in the Ukraine, and we're not going to stand for that because we're the fucking children, the fucking underrated youth fucking generation, and that's what we stand for. Well, I don't stand for stuff. I stand against stuff. There's not a particular thing that I stand for. I just stand against stuff, and it tends to be the most morally obvious stuff. You know, like that everyone.
So I don't think this is just an attack on Youngblood. I mean, obviously it's done in the Youngblood style, but it feels like Matty Healy there is taking a swipe at all of emo and exposing or revealing, as in his role as the modern trickster, revealing just how childish the whole genre has the potential to be. I think he's sort of demanding more. It's actually, I don't know, you've got two ways to do this. You can either be really offended and go like, oh, Matty's making fun of me, like I'm going to make fun of him back, or you know, something like that. Or you can actually be better. And these are the sort of challenges that people used to issue to one another. And this is what's been sorely lacking. This is what I'm excited about.
Stuff, you know, like that everyone stands for. The patriarchy.
Patriarchy, indeed. Matty also waded in on the Oasis situation, stating that he thinks that Noel and Liam should stop bickering and just get back together. And that's all any music fan really wants. However, Liam responded with, it's It's our time to waste. Who made him the boss of time? Fair point, I suppose. But let's have a look at what Matty said about that.
What are Oasis doing? Can you imagine being in potentially right now, still the coolest band in the world, and not doing it because you're in a mard with your brother? Do you know what I mean? I can deal with them dressing like they're in their 20s and being in their 50s, but acting like they're in their 20s. They need to grow up. And Liam isn't the problem, I don't think. What are they doing? Like, Oasis are the first two albums, arguably both in the top 10 best albums of all time. Stop marding. They're like men of the people. And they're sat around in like Little Venice and Highgate, like crying over an argument with their brother. Grow up. Headline Glastonbury.
Have a good time.
Have a good time.
Yeah.
Have a laugh. Like, it's all like, would you go on holiday with your ex-missus? It's like, I don't know. Have a chat with her.
Yeah.
Sort it out.
Also, you're not going on holiday. You're
Exactly. You're getting paid like 200 million quid. And you're Oasis. Because there's not one kid. There is not one person going to a high-flying Birds gig or a Liam Gallagher gig that would not rather be at an Oasis gig. There is not one.
It's really, really difficult to argue with that logic, But he's saying something that it takes a certain type of courage to say. And he's not saying it because he wants to improve his standing. He's not doing it because he wants to put 1975 on the map by inciting a row with Oasis. He's just saying it because he's the trickster. He's revealing a universal truth that I actually think the idea that he's expressed there, that everybody would prefer to see Oasis than the individual sort of efforts of the brothers concerned. I just think it's impossible to argue with that. And he says it in a really cool way.
One person that's there going, you know what? I loved Definitely Maybe, but my favourite thing is fucking Noel Gallagher's High Fly. Do me a favour. Get back together. Stop messing around. That's my public service announcement for today.
Yeah. It's brilliant. So, anyway, in honour of these developments, I've just opened a lovely bit of non-alcoholic champagne, and I charge your glasses, ladies and gents. Let's welcome the return of the Trickster. Cheers. Oh, amazing! Justin Hawkins rides again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, watch one of these two videos, and let's try and keep abreast of this amazing feud. It's really fun, and I just wonder what's next. I think hopefully this will begin a new culture of feuding. It's an important part of the music culture that has been absent for 20 years, and now it's back. Nice one, guys. See you on the ice. Yeah, nice one.